You never know where life will take you. It can be hilarious, entertaining, surprising, or even terrifying. Join your hosts, Mike and Courtney, for real life adventures with Eaton on the Go. Life at the Island Podcast.
Hey.
Oops. Greetings.
Hey, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Mike.
Good to see y'all.
It is great to see you.
Well, I guess we don't really see them.
No. And you know where we're at right now?
We're in Captiva.
We're in Captiva.
Yay!
Happy Captiva.
Cheers. We'll put a picture up.
Yeah, high five.
Boom.
All right. We are going to put pictures up. So thanks to our listeners, we've kind of expanded this week.
We have. Give a shout out to 25 states and 5 countries.
Holy smokes.
Thanks for tuning in.
What do you suppose happens when people listen in another country and they don't speak English?
Just a translator.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, because I can't speak any other languages.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a good idea. Homework for next week.
What? Learn to say something different?
No. Let's listen to a podcast in a different country and see if it translates for us.
Did I tell you the time that I went to Russia? And I had a interpreter, and I was greeting people as they came in the door, and I wanted to be able to tell them something in their language.
Right.
So I said, teach me a language like,
teach me
hello, glad you're here.
Like a statement or whatever.
Yes.
Teach me.
So I could greet them.
Yeah.
Well, I started saying it, and everybody that came through the door was laughing at me. And I thought it was just my dialect. You know how you say it goofy and it sounds funny. Well, come to find out, another guy comes through the door probably about 20 people later, and he starts laughing, and he speaks English too. So he says, do you have any idea what you're saying? And I said, well, I thought I was saying, hi, glad you're here, welcome, or something like that. And he's like, no, you're saying, hi, welcome, I have diarrhea. They totally punked me.
They totally punked you.
They taught me Russian to say, hi, I have diarrhea. No, I mean, who wants to shake my hand as I'm walking through?
And then you have to go stand up in front of all these people.
I was so embarrassed, but whatever.
Hey, you know what's funny about that is, we're kind of going off script a little bit here, but that kind of moves into your perp of the week story a little bit.
Yes. Well, the perp of the week is, this one's funny. It comes from Missouri. And deputies with the Clay County Sheriff's Office were searching a wooded area to find this man who was wanted for possessing a controlled substance. And while they're searching, all of a sudden, the subject passed gas so loudly that they were able to find where he was hiding just because he farted.
It's kind of like Killarney.
Yeah, exactly.
We can always find Killarney.
We can always blame him, too.
Yes,
the agency posted on Facebook, they said, if you've got a felony warrant for your arrest, the cops are looking for you, and you pass gas so loud it gives up your hiding spot, you're definitely having a poop emoji day.
That's good. I always like when those law enforcement agencies get creative
with
their
That's
quotes.
Kind of, so there's the perp of the week, probably ate at Chipotle before he went on the run.
Why? I like Chipotle.
Or any, whatever, just gives you the farts,
Beans.
I guess. Or the gas.
The gas.
Whatever you want to say.
So what are you drinking today?
Drink of the week. This is a Whistle Pig 10-year. Super smooth. I love Whistle Pig. You know that about me.
You do like Whistle Pig.
It's somewhat of an expensive habit to buy these, but they're very good. And this one I like a lot because it has kind of a caramel butterscotch taste to it.
Nice.
On the back end. So it's really good. And what about you? That doesn't look like a very fancy cup.
Oh, it's a rarity.
A rarity?
It's H2O.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, nothing wrong with that. You can have that as your drink
today. Just hydrating
today.
a little.
Yeah, so cheers of the week.
Cheers of the week.
I would have to say the cheers of the week this week is the ability to be able to travel. Because this week we're in Captiva as we speak right now.
We are in Captiva as we speak right now. I love it. Well, you know what's interesting about your Whistle Pig?
Yeah.
Is just follow me here because you may be like, what in the heck is she talking about?
So we're going down a rabbit trail.
Last week, so I'm going to circle back though. It's going to happen, hopefully. So last week was Groundhog Day, right? And we all know
Punxsutawney Phil.
Yep, about Groundhog's Day, maybe. Or maybe we don't know about Groundhog's Day in some of these other countries.
That's true.
So according to tradition, if a groundhog comes out of his hole on Groundhog Day, which is February 2nd, and sees his shadow, it gets scared and runs back into its burrow, predicting 6 more weeks of winter. If they don't see a shadow, then that means that there's an early spring. So Groundhog Day, do you know where Groundhog Day came from?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
Please do.
It has its roots in an ancient Christian tradition called Candlemas, not to be confused with Christmas.
Oh, okay.
But Candlemas, the clergy would give out candles to its, what do you call the people?
Parishioners?
Yes. Based on how long and cold the winter would be. And so the Germans expanded on this when they came over to America and settled in Pennsylvania, continuing the tradition. They actually used hedgehogs, but then they switched to groundhogs. And fun fact, circling back to whistle
Here we go.
pig,
We're circling.
groundhogs whistle when they're frightened or looking for a mate. And they're sometimes
like that?
Yeah, good job. They're sometimes called whistle pigs.
But they probably don't do the wolf whistle.
Well, they
when
might
they're
not. I
scared.
don't know. But did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
They're sometimes called whistle pigs.
I did not know that.
So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Gives a whole new theme to my whiskey of the day
Whistle pig.
here.
I know, exactly. I thought you'd
Now,
like that.
so the groundhog did not see its shadow, right?
Correct.
So I always get this confused. Does that mean we will have
It's an early spring.
an early spring?
Yeah,
Okay.
so last week.
I don't know why I get that mixed up.
Well, because to me, like if it's sunny out and they see their shadow, it means it's sunny out and we should have an early spring. But it's vice versa,
Touche.
right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, last week, whatever Phil's
Now,
name
how
is.
how often do you think that he's right, though?
Well, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't pay enough attention to every February 2nd to figure out whether or not he's right or not. Do you have any ideas?
I was just testing you.
Okay.
The National Ocean and Atmospheric Administration, I almost said the wrong word. He said he's only right 40% of the time.
Well,
And honestly, that's better than most of our weather people.
yes, it is.
No offense,
No
to my friends that are weather people, but
I know.
it doesn't always work that way.
Well,
and
I
it is
hope-
the weather. You can't always predict the weather.
That's true.
Come on.
I do hope Phil's right this time though. I'd like an early spring.
Yeah. So I think we should. We were kind of talking. I think we should just throw out talk about some different animal things that I find we both find very interesting.
Okay. I think that sounds like a good idea. But speaking of, well, I guess this is an animal thing. Remember last week how you were afraid that you might get a surprise alligator attack?
Well, yeah,
while
because you
riding your
wanted to go on a
bicycle?
bike ride, and the thing about me is I was worried about an unprovoked alligator attack. Like, what happens if I'm just riding along and this big gator knocks me off my bike and eats me?
Well, I did some research for you
Thank you.
to ease your mind
I appreciate that.
so that we can rent a bicycle this week.
Okay.
Okay, so according to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, the odds of being seriously injured by an unprovoked alligator incident are roughly 1 in 2.4 million.
Okay.
So don't provoke the alligator,
So it's
and
kind
you
of,
most likely won't be one of the 2.4 million.
but kind of like winning the lottery. Your odds aren't very good. I would never win the lottery.
Right, and that's good,
I would never win the lottery.
but you would be the
But
attacked
some crazy
gator.
gator would go off the rails and come get me. I'm telling you, it happens.
As long as it's not mating season, you
Oh,
might be
dear
okay.
Lord, that would be weird.
It would be weird.
Think
you know
I'm
that-
moving in on their woman.
That's right. Snap, snap. Did you know alligators' gender is determined by the temperature at which their eggs develop?
No.
Yeah. So eggs that are developed at or exposed at temperatures of 93 degrees Fahrenheit become males, or higher become males.
Okay.
And those that develop at 86 degrees Fahrenheit or lower become females. And then there's that in-between range, temperature range, that they could be either a male or a female. How
Really?
crazy is that?
That is crazy.
I know.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Who would have thunk it?
Huh. I need to go back to school, apparently.
I know. My best. I guess you do.
Animals are unique creatures.
Yes.
Like all the different things that they do,
I don't think they taught this stuff in school.
Yeah.
I just think it's cool. I like facts.
or the reptiles, I
And
should
I like
say, not
animals.
all animals or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, it's a reptile.
Yeah.
Do you still call it an animal? No, you don't. Do you?
No, because that's a mammal animal. Well, no, they're in the animal kingdom, right?
I don't know.
Gosh, we have a lot of homework to do.
We need to get a teacher on the show. Stat.
So you think like
educate us.
These alligators are these big scary creatures, but did you know
I'm scared of them.
Did you know that manatees actually, like if it's busy, like a busy waterway, manatees will nudge a crocodile and the crocodile will oblige and move over and let the manatee go first and not even eat it.
Well, I mean, manatees are huge too.
Yeah, they're related.
They just belly bump them, don't they?
I think so. Belly bump.
Well, that's what they look like. They just look at it.
Do look
big,
like
big
sea cows.
Fat cow.
You know, one of the things.
Sea cow.
One of the things that I'd like to do this week while we're in Captiva is go over to Sanibel to Ding Darling.
Your what hurts? What?
Ding Darling.
What's a Ding Darling?
It's a wildlife refuge on Sanibel.
Oh, we went there.
I know. I want to go again.
Okay, I didn't know that's what that was called. Like, what are you calling me?
Well, you can see alligators there.
Okay.
Fish.
Oh. You know, I don't know.
We're not going to walk. We're not going to walk. We're going to drive through it. I mean, if you want to get out and take a picture,
I'm not getting out.
Don't be provoking.
I'm not even going to roll down the window.
There's all kinds of stuff at this wildlife refuge.
I don't want one of those suckers swinging in on a rope and landing in my lap.
They're not Tarzan.
Okay.
There's 245 different species of birds.
Oh, yeah?
Do
I have to bring my bird watching binoculars?
You should, as well as your bird watching book. Oh, well, we'll have to pick you up some or something like that. There's toads, frogs, mice, and even raccoons. Not to be confused with the coati. Mike, do you remember the coatis?
Are you trying to say karate?
No, the coatis.
Oh,
in Cancun.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember?
Oh, yes. It looks like a raccoon.
Well, maybe after a couple Dos Equis floating down the lazy river in Cancun.
Okay. All right. Now listen. Here's what happened. For real, those
okay, let's, to be fair,
coyote. What do you call them? Coyotes? Coyotes?
Coatis.
Coatis. Okay.
Yeah. So to be fair, they have striped tails and like the raccoon mask.
Yeah. See, that looks like a raccoon.
Eyes. That's about it. We'll have to show a picture of a coati.
We will, but because here's the deal. So we are now. No judgment here. Okay, we're floating in the lazy river for hours and hours.
That's where we met Todd Pecorino.
Oh yeah, Todd, he's a good guy. Yeah. Oh brother. So, we met Todd, but no. So we were floating down this lazy river, and now I might have had a few too many, but that's easy to do when you're floating in the pool or whatever.
Right.
And
sun shining on you.
Joni likes this story. Our dog here, she's losing her marbles.
She's just excited.
But no, so we're floating around there. We're having some drinks, having a good time, and all of a sudden, the scariest thing ever.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's the middle of the day, and here comes this raccoon walking across the bridge where the people walk, and I thought, Courtney, there's a raccoon. They're not supposed to be out during the day, and if they are, they're probably diseased, and sometimes they're like rabid or they have that distemper or whatever, like they're sick.
I mean, we all know if you've been listening that Mike's afraid things are going to bite him or eat him or sting him.
But it's during the day, and you don't see raccoons out during the day unless they're sick.
Right, so there must be something wrong. So we must tell the staff.
The cop in me thought we have to protect the public.
Alert the media. Yeah. Oh, wait, or just alert the resort staff.
So I went up to the front desk with all the confidence in the world and told this Hispanic guy that there was a wild raccoon. And he goes, "A what?" I mean, he had no idea what I was talking about. I'm like, a raccoon. You've got to see a raccoon.
You know,
they're
with
everywhere. They're walking all over. I mean, I just saw one crossing the bridge. And for the longest time, he's trying to understand that I'm saying there's a wild raccoon. He had no idea what that even was.
Well, and my favorite part of this all was like behind him was like a picture of, because these things are mean. These coatis are mean. They tell you not to try to get close to them.
Well, they steal your food and stuff.
And so, so it's behind him, and I'm like, that thing, and which it actually has like a long nose, snout.
Yeah, who would have known? I mean,
whatever.
You know, when things are a little blurry, you got one eye open, and you're kind of looking, you're like, that is a raccoon. But anyway, come to find out, it's this coyote thing or whatever it's called. It was not dangerous. Like, it was normal. They come out during the day, and they steal people's food, and kind of like a raccoon, really. I mean, they do the kind of the same things,
similar.
except they just are awake during the day.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
who would have known?
Who would have known? Well, now that we're on animals, I mean, I think we should just keep talking about some different animal
Yeah, I think
facts
so.
we found.
I think so. I bet you have some other good stuff.
Yeah,
here.
now that we're down in Florida, let's talk about the mantis shrimp. Have you heard of this?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Well,
Please
a
tell
couple
us.
of these that I found are kind of police related, and like these animals. Okay, so the mantis shrimp has the world's fastest punch, traveling at about 50 miles per hour when it punches its little fists of fury or claws. It is accelerating faster than a .22 caliber bullet.
Huh? That's crazy.
That's one packed punch.
That is.
I don't want to.
So the shrimp is like has little hands or what?
No, it's his claws, but
Oh.
apparently he's a claw punching shrimp.
And so he just like what sucker punch it? How big is this thing?
You know what? I
How
don't know.
much
That's a good
I mean,
question.
we're talking
because
like
it's
as big
called
as me.
No.
Oh, okay.
A shrimp.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe in the deep deeps there's shrimp.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going down there.
But it's called a mantis shrimp, so it kind of makes me think of a praying mantis. So it probably has some pretty good size claws.
It's just punching stuff.
So
Oh my Lord.
I don't know. I was kind of maybe we'll see one. Just stay clear
Yeah.
because that would hurt.
I did find something since we're on this topic of
Okay.
of animals and stuff. I thought you'd find this very interesting.
Okay.
Koalas.
Yeah.
They might seem like they have a lot in common, or may not seem like they have a lot in common with us. But if you take a closer look at their hands, they have fingerprints that are just like humans.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep. In
How's
fact, they're so similar when it comes to the distinctive loops and arches that you have in your fingerprints. Any koalas who might want to commit crimes would be wise to do so wearing gloves because they are very similar to a human.
See, there's
print.
that clever law enforcement quote.
So we could have some perpin koalas.
We could have some perpin koalas.
Yeah. They could. You
So
know
they
what?
could like taint a crime scene
Yes,
if you're
they
in
could,
Australia.
and they could probably frame somebody.
So those perps could just blame it on the koalas.
They could be like,
It wasn't me.
it's not my pants, it's koalas. It's not,
These aren't my pants.
not my fingerprints. It's koalas.
I swear I only had 2 beers before I saw the coyote.
It's my brother from another mother. Koala brother.
Aw, instead of a koala bear, a koala
Yeah.
brother. That doesn't.
I don't know, whatever. But it's my story. Actually, it is kind of sad though to see all the fires and stuff
Yeah, I
over in
know.
Australia and all the little koala bears and stuff like that.
You know.
Yeah.
They're kind of mean. Did you know koalas?
They
are
can
mean?
be, yeah. Well, they have those vicious claws.
Yeah, and they're not. They look like furry little bears, but they're kind of wiry. I held one when I was over there at
That
school.
scratch your face off.
Does it look like it scratched my face
Well,
off?
I didn't know if you got it fixed or.
Wow.
I don't.
I mean, maybe that was a compliment.
Well, you said they were dangerous. I didn't know if that was firsthand experience.
I don't think they would let people hold them if they were dangerous-ish.
Well, you just said they're dangerous, and then you held one.
Well,
Was it a baby or what?
I don't think so. I'm not sure what a full-size koala looks like.
I don't either. I really know nothing about koalas other than the fact that their fingerprints are a lot like me. I would be the guy that would try to go pick one up and it'd suck
Then
or
it
pu-
might claw
Or
you.
like the shrimp. It'd punch me right in the face. Knock me out.
Oh my goodness. I do want to know how big a mantis shrimp is now. Homework. Are you writing this stuff down? Because
In my head, yeah.
Oh, that's gonna work.
Yeah,
You
no.
can't even remember
There's-
when to turn left to go to my mom's house
Yeah,
after
there's
we
no
just
chance.
talked about it.
I drive in circles all the time.
You actually kind of do for work.
I do, yeah.
When you're
well, right.
patrolling your district.
Perping around looking for
That's right.
perps.
That's right.
Okay, here's something. Did you know that female dragonflies fake their own death to escape unwanted sexual advances?
It's genius.
Hey, no ideas. Don't get any ideas here.
I think you would know.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting. I didn't know that.
I might fake my own death and move to Florida. Change my name
Well, now that you just told everybody,
to
that's not
Mrs.
going to work.
Pecorino.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Try that. That would be great. It's our friend.
I love to catch you off guard.
Yeah, you do. I don't even know what to say.
You're turning a little red, but then
Yeah.
again, so am I. So it is what it is.
Yeah, so we're any rate, wrap up. I don't have any other animal facts.
I don't either.
Yeah, that's it.
I think it was kind of fun to hear some.
I thought so.
facts.
Well, because you hear all kinds of weird stuff, and I
know.
think that was kind of interesting,
That was interesting.
especially the dragonfly one. I found that really interesting. All right, so
How do you think they do that? Do you think they're like flying through the air and this male dragonfly that they're like, ooh, he is not attractive.
Yes.
I'm going to have to like start tail spinning and go down.
so
and
they just like nosedive to
to the pavement.
to the
and
earth.
Turn over up on their backs, stick their dragonfly tongue out and act like they're dead.
What's that look like? Just like that?
Yeah,
Like,
it kind
just
of
like
looks very similar to my impression of an iguana falling out of a tree, but I don't know.
Yeah, last week. That was impressive. That was very impressive.
Oh, thanks.
But,
so we got to get back to
speaking
drinking.
Speaking of that, actually, of the dragonfly
On the
thing,
beach.
I just happened to think
Oh,
that.
you have another thought.
So, yeah. So when you were dating pre-Mike, like, and some dude wanted to ask you out, or it did ask you out, like, what was the secret? What did you do?
No,
Did
thank
you
you.
snub him? Oh, you just said, no thanks.
Not today.
You didn't
Pretend.
play dead, or I mean, obviously not that, but there's no secret.
Give them a fake phone number.
Yeah. Did you do that?
No.
Oh, you did.
555-4102.
Yeah. Okay. Anytime it starts with 3 5s.
8675309.
Oh gosh.
I gave him Jenny's number.
Jenny, she's a good girl.
She saves my life.
All right. Well.
Well, I didn't give you a fake number, so
No, you didn't. Here we are.
must have been good.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to
time's
get
up.
back to the beach?
Yeah. Let's get back
All
to the
right.
beach.
Pod quote, and then we can
let's hear it.
peace
What do you
out.
have for us this week?
All right, so this is Mark Twain. It's kind of it's one of my favorites. 20 years from now, will you be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones that you did? You will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than the ones you did. So throw off the bowline, sail away from safe harbors, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover.
Nice. I like that.
And don't get eaten by an alligator.
That's right. And we will be back next week unless there is a wild alligator attack or a coyote gets me. Is it a coyote? No.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? I think I messed that up.
It's okay.
Coyote. No, that's not coyote. Well, if a coyote comes and gets me, I may not be here next week
It's like
either.
a coati, but
Karate, that's
Yeah.
it. That's what. Yeah, because I thought you were trying to say karate. I'm like, what's
what is she talking about? Of course I don't remember.
all right, we have to get going, but make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube. Hit the subscribe button down there on the screen. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel, and send us an email, eatononthego
Yay, you
at
got it right this
gmail.com. If you
time.
watched last week, I don't know.
Butchered it.
Thought I was having a stroke because there was something I could not.
You couldn't put on and at.
Yeah, thought it was just messing me up. But eatononthego at gmail.com. Send us a message, and we would love to hear from you. And we have some pretty fun stuff coming up in the next couple weeks on the show. So
That's right.
you have to tune back in and see what that's all about.
That's right. Back to the beach.
All right. Anything else that we should talk about, or that's it?
That's
it's time
it.
to go.
I'm done.
All right.
Peace
We'll
out.
see you later. Have a good week.
Bye.
And
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
We
have a great week.
We love it. We do.
What?
It's exciting. We have all these listeners.
Yeah, it is. It's great. All right.
All right.
Listen to us next week. Follow us. We'll be back from Florida. Take care.
Bye-bye.